everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I'm still alive in the day 340 of the genocide. That's a miracle. I don't know I'm lucky or not, and I can't tell you that I'm so happy, because lucky those people who did not witness what happened during the past 11 months of the genocide. But I'm surviving. I don't know how. I'm surviving. So I'm gonna tell you a story about number 11, but not 11 months like our case, 11 days. Like what happened in Jenin and Jenin refugee camp. The day before yesterday, the Israeli army withdrew from Jenin and Jenin refugee camp in the north of the West Bank after 11 days of a military operation. So they launched this military operation for 11 days. They destroyed the infrastructure, the streets, the majority of the streets. We're talking about 70% of the streets. They put on fire on the malls, markets, and homes. They displaced people after cutting of food, medicine, water, and electricity. And you can relate that this is the same technique of how they succeeded in fleeing people from the north of Gaza Strip to the south of Gaza Strip. Of course, adding that they kept bombing us and killing us to force us to leave, to evacuate the north of Gaza Strip. Anyways, so they also killed about 20 people, at least 20 people, children, mothers, fathers, civilians, in Jenin and the Jenin refugee camps. They also launched the same operation Tul Karim city and Tul Karim refugee camps, the same in Nablus and Nablus refugee camp. So the thing is, they are launching these military operations in the refugee camps particularly, and in the West Bank in general. What is the story of the West Bank? In 1948, the Israeli troops, the Zionists, committed massacres in the cities and villages of Palestine, and I mean the historical Palestine. Of course, after the British colonization handed them the land and the weapons and the power, and of course approved all of these crimes, and we can talk about this more in another video, but now let us focus about the West Bank. So after this, they occupied the whole of Palestinian lands except the West Bank and Gaza Strip. Is this enough? Of course not, because it is an occupation. Israel is an occupation, and that's why they will all the time want to occupy more lands, to steal more lands. So in 1967, they occupied the West Bank in Gaza Strip and started building settlements. And that's why until now there are settlers in the West Bank, but there is no settlers in Gaza Strip, for many reasons that we can explain in another video. Yes, until now the Israeli government and the settlements daily steal more lands, more Palestinian lands from the farmers, from their owners, and then build more and more settlements. During the last 5 years and more after the 7th of October, the settlers became more extreme. They started attacking people, attacking their farms, burning the homes of the people, burning the villages, trying to steal more and more land, and all of this by the protection of the Israeli army. Now, what is the point of all of these attacks on the north of the West Bank and the camps, the refugee camps? What happened after the 1948 massacres and the forced displacement of 800,000 Palestinians from their lands in the 1948 occupied Palestinian lands that are now called Israel? They were displaced to the refugee camps in the West Bank, Gaza Strip, Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon. Okay? What is the most important thing for the Israelis now? To delete, to omit something that called the Palestinians and the right to return for the refugees. What is to destroy the refugee camps and the concept of refugees, you know, the concept of displacement. And that's why they destroyed Jabalia refugee camp, Khan Yunis refugee camp, Shati refugee camp, the refugee camps, the 2 refugee camps in Rafah right now, in Gaza Strip. They don't want anything related to the return of Palestinians or the term of a refugee anymore. And that's why they are still, until now, attacking the refugee camp in Tul Karim, and they have attacked and destroyed the refugee camp in Jenin. So that's it. That's it. They are copying the same techniques in Gaza Strip because you are silent. You're not doing anything. You're not stopping them. So they are testing the techniques on a small scale, which is Gaza Strip. Then they apply it in a wider scale, which is the West Bank. And even in the West Bank, it will be easier because they can hire the settlers, the extreme settlers, you know, to attack Palestinians and to kill them and to kidnap their children. Not only this, but also to kill anyone who is standing for Palestine or standing in solidarity with Palestinians or farmers there, like Aisha, who was killed by an Israeli weapon because she was standing protesting against the stealing of the Palestinian lands. And guess what the US has done? They asked Israel to start an investigation. The same investigation that they started when they killed 6 employees, humanitarian workers in the WCK 3 or 4 months ago. Yeah, the same investigations that are asked from the criminals about their crimes. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the whole story of course, in conclusion, okay? The story is longer than this with more details, and I would be happy to tell you the story one day. If you want me to start a series talking about how everything started, just comment below and I'll be happy to start this. Okay? Now, what is the most precious moment for this and all of this for me? Okay. The scenes of the Palestinians and people of Jenin returning after 11 days to Jenin, cleaning the roads, opening the roads with the bulldozers and returning to their homes and opening their markets and trying to get back to their homes, to their markets, to their work, to their schools. Today they started the school. I just want to get back to Gaza Strip after these 11 months or whatever. To Gaza City, I mean, to the north of Gaza, and start cleaning. Of course, we will not be happy. It will not be this magical moment like Jenin's moment, because we will return back to the north without 50,000 people of our beloved ones. We will go to search under the rubble about our family members who were killed and buried under the rubble. But at least I want to return back. I want to go back. I want to clean the streets, go to my home, clean and build and rebuild everything, and to start my life again, to start our lives. I want to see my neighbors, the surviving neighbors. I want to see all the people. I've done this before. After the 2021 Israeli escalation in Gaza Strip, it was only 8 days. But at the very first morning after the ceasefire, I just went with thousands of youth cleaning the streets. I want to go back to this moment. I want to do it again. All love to our beloved people in Jenin. الله يرحم الشهداء ويطلع الأسرى بالسلامة ويشفي كل الجرحى ويا رب إن شاء الله the ceasefire will be soon, will be near, and we will just go back to our homes to have time even to mourn our martyrs and beloved people who were killed. That's it. Long story. But this is the conclusion, believe me. I'm so happy for those who had the ability to return back to their homes even after the army evacuated them. And I really want to be in this position like sooner inshallah, not later. شكرا.